So C is a mid-level programming language. There are three types of language: high level, mid level, and low level language. So C is a mid-level programming language. Assembly is a low-level programming language, and Java is a high-level programming language. Now, what is the structure of C programming language? So in C programming, first of all, there is a include file, then main. So when your compiler execute the code, it will immediately call which function? It will immediately call first of all main function. So the name of this function is main. So this is the structure of any C program. First of all include, then main. Now here in curly braces, that is the body of main, means the number of statements. And last one is return 0, means your compiler will return 0 if it will successfully execute the void main function, sorry, integer main function. Because here the return value is integer, so the return type of main is integer. Clear? Hello? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question? So that is the structure of any C programming. Here you have include, means you can include the multiple files, you can include the multiple libraries, third-party libraries, inbuilt C libraries. Here you can define the macros. So that is the first part of any C programming statement. Now second thing is your first integer main function. Now in integer main, you have a body of the main, or you can say the number of statements inside your main function. In this statement, you can call any other function also. But that is the general structure of any C programming. And finally, at the end, you have a return value which is 0 for successful execution of main. So the return type of main is integer. So in any function, the first thing before the function name is known as a return type. And the
Arguments.
value inside the curly braces after the function name is known as the argument. Is known as the argument.
Argument.
Okay, argument. So clear about the return type and argument. So before function you have a return type. After function you have a number of arguments. But in C there is only one return value. But you can pass many arguments. You can pass any structure directly. You can pass a string. You can pass a pointer to the function also. Means you can pass any argument in this bracket. Okay. Can we pass any argument in a main function? That is one most important interview question. Can we pass?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
RC.
Yes. Can we pass any argument in a main function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So So here you can pass argument in a main function during the runtime. During the runtime. So there are two arguments. You can give any name, huh? RC and RB, you can give any name. You can pass A or B. A or B. So suppose this is integer and that is string. That is string. So you can pass an argument to the main function in terms of string. So you can pass argument during the main during the execution to the main function also. That means if you run this code, you can pass the argument during the runtime using Linux command. So if you run this code in a Linux operating system, you can pass the argument. Suppose the executable file of this code is a.out. In Linux, it will create a.out. In Windows, it will create. आपने किया है फर्स्ट ईयर में. What is the executable file in a Windows platform?
A.exe और obj.
Okay, a.obj. So in a Windows platform, it is an executable machine code. It is a machine code. And that is the machine code for the Linux operating system. Both are same. But in case of Windows, it is a.obj executable file. In case of Linux, it is a.out. So you can run this code in a Linux platform by ./a.out command. Now you can pass the argument. Suppose I am passing here 3. What I am passing? I am passing here 3. So 3 means number of arguments. So it will pass 3 into A. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the second argument is an array. The second argument is a array. Suppose मैंने साइड में पास किया है H, I and P. H, I and P. So what happened? So it will create a array of 3 elements. Why 3 elements? Because my first argument is 3. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So A is a number of argument of B, number of element in a B. So B of 0 is my H, B of 1 is my I, and B of T is my, B of 2 is my P. Clear?
P.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
So in this way you can pass the argument. Any question?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Now the second thing is identifier. Identifier and keywords. So what do you mean by identifiers? Anyone? Identifiers.
Sir, it is the user-defined name given to the data types or any type of keyword.
Okay. So identifiers means it is a user-defined name. User-defined name to any variable, any function, any structure, any pointer, and so on. So identifier means it is a user-defined name to variable, function, structure, pointer, constant, etc. So you can give any name to the variable, function, structure, pointer, and so on, and that is known as a identifier. That is known as a identifier. Identifier means what? आप कोई वेरिएबल को नाम दे रहे हो, आप कोई फंक्शन को नाम दे रहे हो, कोई पॉइंटर को नाम दे रहे हो, कोई स्ट्रक्चर को नाम दे रहे हो, कोई कांस्टेंट को नाम दे रहे हो, it is known as a identifier. But there are some rules to define or to use any identifier. And keywords means what? Keywords.
Sir, they are predefined words which are there in the library, which have a definite meaning and we cannot change it.
Okay, so keywords means it is a inbuilt predefined C identifiers, and we cannot change the keywords because it is a predefined C keywords. We cannot change, and we cannot use identifier as a keyword. Sorry, we cannot use keyword as a identifier. So the different keywords are total 32 keywords. If, else, while, do, auto, and so on. For loop. So these are the predefined keywords of C programming, and it has a specific functionality. We cannot change the functionality of keyword, and we cannot change the name of this keyword. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So these are the inbuilt keyword of C programming. We cannot use keyword as an identifier. That is the first rule. We can't use keyword as a identifier. Clear? Second, identifier should consist alphabets, underscore, and digits, numerical value 0 to 9. Are you getting? Identifier should consist only alphabets, uppercase, lowercase, underscore, and digit. The third rule. The first character of any identifier should be alphabet or underscore. So these are the 3 rules to define any identifier. And C is a case sensitive programming language. So uppercase and lowercase are totally different. So clear about these 3 rules? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I am giving you the example. This is valid identifier or not? It is valid or not?
Valid.
Valid, because it has a alphabets, underscore, and digit only, and the starting character is alphabet, so it is valid. Suppose this one, it is valid or not?
Valid.
Once
Yes,
again, it is valid
valid.
keyword. So you can use this keyword for any variable name, any function name, any pointer name, or any structure name, any constant name. Third one. Suppose this one. It is valid?
No.
Not valid. Because the
It
first
does not
character
start
is
with the alphabet.
star. Okay. Suppose this one. Not valid.
Valid.
Invalid.
Invalid. The first character should be alphabet or only
Invalid.
underscore. Not valid. It is 0. Not valid. It is 0, not O. Sorry.
Okay.
So not valid. If O, then valid. Okay. These two are same or different?
Different.
Different.
Different, because it is case sensitive language. So capital code and small code are two different identifiers. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what do you mean by data types? Data types means user defined name to any variable, any function, any pointer, or any structure. That is known as a identifier. User defined name. Now data types. Data types. Okay. Name of data type. Character. Integer. Short integer. Long integer. Float. And other. Please mute. All are requested to mute yourself. So these are the data types. Now size. So what is the size of character? Character.
One.
1 byte.
Okay,
One
in byte. Size in byte. That is 1 byte. That is 1 byte. Okay, what is the size of integer?
Depends on compiler.
Depends on the
Depends.
Depends on
Compiler.
compiler. Okay. So it is 8-bit or 16-bit processor or microcontroller, 32-bit processor or microcontroller, and 64-bit processor or microcontroller. So we have 3 categories: 8-bit or 16-bit, 32-bit, and 64-bit. So the size of character is same in every machine. Size of character is same, that is 1 byte, and it is again divided into 2 parts, that is signed and unsigned. So that you have studied in digital electronics, signed and unsigned, signed and unsigned. So what is the range of character? What is the range of character?
minus 128 to 127.
Minus 128 to 127. That is for sign. That is for sign. It includes positive and negative numbers both. But what about the unsigned? That is 0 to 255. Clear? Unsigned is what? Always positive numbers. That is 0 to 255. Okay. Now integer. Integer. So what is the size of integer in 8-bit or 16-bit machine?
minus 32,768 to 32,767.
2 byte.
Okay. Range આપણે યાદ રાખવાની નથી. No need to remember the range. Clear? Just you have to remember the size. No need to remember the range. It is 2 byte. Here it is 4 byte. Here also it is 4 byte. So please keep in mind that depends on machine. Integer size depends on machine. So integer size on 8-bit or 16-bit machine is 2 byte. For 32-bit it is 4 byte, and for 64-bit it is again 4 byte. So that depends on machine. So if I say the size, then it is very simple. 2 byte means 16-bit. 2 raised to 16 minus 2 raised to 16 to 2 raised to 16 minus 1. That is the simple calculation. Minus 2 plus. Minus 2 plus. Two raised to 50. And for positive, 0 to 2 raised to
16.
yes. So no need to remember this because that is very simple. Now sort integer. Anyone sort integer? Sort integers on 16-bit or 8-bit machine.
Same 2 byte. 1 byte. Sorry.
It is sort integer. So that is 1 byte, 2 byte, and 2 byte. 1 byte, 2 byte, and 2 byte. Long integer. Long integer. These all are the numerical values. Numerical integers. Long integer 4 byte, 8 byte, and sorry. Hello. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. બોલીને મ્યુટ કરી દેવાનું. Long integer 4, 4 and 8. Float. Float means real number. Float means real number. That is 4, 4 and 4.
4.
Real number. Double means again real number. But the size is
8.
same in all the machine. That is 8, 8 and 8. So this is all about the data types. These are the basic data types in C language. Character, integer, short integer, long integer, float and double. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next thing is variables. What do you mean by variables? Variables. Anyone?
Sir, it is the name in which we can store the data.
Very good. Variable is a name, user defined name. And variable name is known as identifier. So variable is a name that can be used to store the value. And variable can take different value but single at a time. Means you can change the value of variable during runtime. During runtime, you can change the value of variable, but at a time it can hold only one value. At a time it can hold only one value. And data type is associated with each variable. So the size of variable depends on the data type of the variable. So the size of variable depends on the data types of the variable. So first of all, variable declaration. Variable declaration. So how we can declare any variable? What is the syntax? Data type.
Identifier.
Yes, or variable name. Or identifier. That is the syntax. Sample. That is data type and variable name. So suppose as example, integer salary. Integer salary. And suppose I am running this code on a 16-bit machine. On a 16-bit machine. In 16-bit machine, suppose I have a memory. That is my memory. And these are the address, suppose. These are the address. So how many bytes are required to store the salary?
2.
2 bytes, yes, very good.